As you know, with Exorcist, we're going to start with the attack from him on the side of Tribe Gaming.
The Queen charged Dragon Rider, and this is the attack which has the highest hit rate. We showed it at the start of the stream. I just want to say, Lethal, not bragging, but I just 3-started my CWL using this strategy when I was on my break, so it is the best strategy in my opinion right now. And let's see if he can get this one done and have a good start for Tribe.
Hopefully it will do, as we'll be taking at that 9 o'clock compartment there, nice and easy. The Queen's coming in as well to take at that Wizard Tower, and maybe the Expo if it managed to get in range there. We'll have to see, but it looks like it's going to be using that focus to go on over one. That is all said and done. The King's gone around the outside to take up the rest of those structures as well, but we'll be meted and greeted with that Lava Hound and the Ice Golem as well. So we'll leave her to it for the next 20 seconds while she is delayed. And the King there is still making its path down south.
Yeah, beautiful start here. The Barbarian King going to get caught from the enemy King and go down, but the funneling is set for the Arch Queen, but this is a little bit difficult. She has to choose. Oh, look at the Royal Champion coming in. Just when I was wondering which multi-target Inferno will she go for, the Royal Champion moves in for the bottom one, but the Queen is caught here, Lethal. Ability is used, and hopefully she moves on into that multi soon. There we go.
Yeah, beautiful stuff indeed. Continuing to make work into the center, taking out that Inferno Tower and the Tesla there. We'll be greeted though by 2 Expos, but don't forget though, that Stone Slammer will be popping in to say hello to that Town Hall and making on that north compartment. But everything else though seems like a very clean attack so far. The Dragon Riders make a nice little appearance as well, taking out everything in that 4 o'clock compartment, moving towards the 3 o'clock as well, with that main focus being that scanner shot. But the Loons there on that north side, having to deal with that tornado trap once again, will get finished up nicely by Lenaide of alternate attacks. But this is what's left so far. We still have the RC just taking a lot of the defense in there. The Dragon Riders and the Warden is directly behind it. Still have a healer bait as well to get the RC alive as much as possible. But look at this, so all the defensive have been cleaned up. Only a few structures left, plenty of time left on the clock. Looks like it's going to be a great success here for Tribe Gaming.
It certainly is. I was watching that Royal Champion with her icon flashing, waiting off the ability from Exorcist to finish off the defenses. I want to shout out the Stone Slammer as well. In the current meta, I feel it's almost natural for people to want to use the Blimp. He used the best siege machine for that situation, and it paid off with a beautiful 3-star.
It really did indeed. That was a very efficient attack, and he didn't really see it from a methodical approach at all. He was very, very aggressive, which means that he was very well prepared to execute that attack on the side of alternate attacks. But what great leadway to give Tribe now, as we'll see what happens with alternate attacks next attack.
Well, I just want to say, Tribe Gaming, they did get the perfect on Tompanai, and in their last matchup versus Elevate, it was only the first attack where they slipped up. So they are not wanting to give alternate that little bit of breathing room, because as we mentioned, alternate attacks, whilst they have lost the odd matchup, it really has just been that the opponents, well, got a perfect really, and they had slipped up once. So alternate not really losing by a huge margin, but you know, we've mentioned in the last couple of days, you give them an inch, they take a mile. So Tribe are not wanting to do that.
Absolutely not. And alternate attacks on very, very rare occasions you see them crack under pressure, as already you can see those Drags and Loons as well, and the Dragon Riders as well, all coming in from the northern side here. This is going to be a very quick push here from Vale, just trying to avoid that time fail. If it does come to as a possibility, taking out that scanner shot there, moving across towards that Wizard Tower. The Plinth comes in from the 1 o'clock side, heading towards that Town Hall, and has realised that towards that last compartment it's going through now, hasn't really found any traps, so the Blimp may be able to succeed here nicely going towards that Town Hall. But I must say, this is very aggressive from Vale, but I absolutely love it, as the Loons coming out of that Blimp looking to try its best to take down that Town Hall, which it does. Been very efficient so far, as it's now heading towards that Eagle artillery in that right compartment.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you said the last one was aggressive, now you can see that, but the Dragons have moved around the multi-target Inferno, and that's actually exactly why that multi has all of the dead space around it to stop anything pathing towards it, and it's worked perfectly for Eve Maxie. Dragons have moved everywhere but, and he's hoping one of the Dragon Riders can take it down. Thankfully, the RC has pathed a Dragon Rider to it, so it will be the 3-star nodes out here, just waiting on the defenses cleaning up. But honestly, I can't see anything stopping Vale. You mentioned having an aggressive attack so that he doesn't time fail. But they're also looking at this in terms of if it does come down to Tribe Gaming putting up those 15 stars like they have been, alternate attacks need to match that and get the attacks in faster. Because remember, it comes down to stars, percentage, and then time. We haven't seen the perfect yet in the ESL challenge, but we've certainly been close, Lethal.
Certainly have been indeed. And I like that, though, because of that aggressive attack. Just depending on the circumstance of what happens to his heroes, like, of course, with the Drags being very slow, it does give him plenty of time to work towards if he did get that time fail. So, yeah, just over 40 seconds left. He was fine at that point. He could order a takeout during that attack. It was that damn good. And now it looks like both teams are now equal pegging here with those 3 stars.
Yep, Tribe Gaming, they did what they needed to do and put up the 3 stars, but they knew alternate attacks would be coming right back at them. And they just need to keep their cool here. I feel Tribe probably have a little bit more pressure on them. Alternate attacks, they are at the top of the leaderboard here, so they do have a little bit more breathing room. Tribe Gaming trying to push their way up so that they can almost solidify their top 4 spot. So I feel the pressure is on Tribe here, and they just need to keep on bringing in those 3 stars.
I will be keeping an eye on Sir Iron as well, because he's only one of the very, very few players on alternate attacks that have had those inconsistencies with his attacks in the past. So when he does attack at some point, I'll be very curious to see how he's going to approach that matchup as well in terms of whoever's defense is going to be for Tribe. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye on that as well. So Tribe did try and put on the pressure. Vale had absolutely none of it. He just went in all guns blazing. As I want to see if Tribe can now continue that 3-star trend. It will be Nebrax from Tribe Gaming against Boom of alternate attacks. And see what Nebrax can do here to start things off with his second attack for alternate attacks.
Yeah, just very briefly picking up on the point there on Sir Iron. Alternate actually had Lenaide in their squad yesterday, so we'll have to see exactly what their lineup is today and whether Sir Iron is even part of their roster of 5 here. But Nebrax is using the Blizzard Lava Loon, another one of the most popular attacks that we have seen in the challenge. And actually, this had one of the highest hit rates. I believe it was a 66.6%, if I don't mistake that. Now, the Blizzard is in the center there. He's certainly got the Super Wizards where he wants, and he knows there can't be any major traps in that area because of how the buildings were placed. And that is why he has been able to take out such an incredible amount of the base in there, luring out the clan castle, which can now pull to the 3 o'clock area.
Yeah, he's taking a huge amount considering what he actually used. So I was pretty surprised about that. But the King Yak now coming in from that 3 o'clock side to make a start, with the Queen just using him to tank any kind of pressure coming forward. So it looks like it would be quite a slow approach here compared to what we've been used to over the first couple of attacks here. But, you know, I do like a good methodical approach coming into this compartment, just taking on the AD, and now the King will be using his ability to push on forward. The main, of course, trying to take out that scanner shot. But the RC is already coming quite early. I do like this, though. Just playing support for the King if he does get taken down, which he has done. So now the RC now has got to try and take out not only the Archer Tower, but the scanner shot as well. And the experts actually focusing on the RC here. Does have to use that spell just to keep him covered for the time being. Will take out that scanner shot, but I don't think he wanted this. I think he wanted a lot more, but he actually loses. Actually gets taken down and still doesn't take down that scanner shot, Judo.
Yeah, the traps from alternate attacks were incredible there. An interesting tornado on the outside of the base alongside the Tesla actually meant that the RC shield was pulled around to the outside of the base. Nebrax did all he could in terms of the invisibility and the freeze to try and counteract, but not getting that down, you are right, is so crucial to this attack. He's already got the Lava Hounds right across the base, well ahead of the balloons, just waiting for that Town Hall to activate. It finally does as the minions attack it. He can get the balloons there. The hastes are in position, but once the Town Hall falls, there you go. The balloons will take a lot of damage with it. And whilst he's still got some to the left, he still does have that scatter to worry about.
He certainly does indeed. Just looking on that right-hand side, still has the Inferno Tower, the AD, the scanner shot. Still got a fair amount to try and take out here. And it depends on how these loons are going to approach this. And if they do scatter along the way, it's going to be really, really close. And a little bit worried at the same time. It does have 20 seconds left. So let's try to see what he can do in terms of percentile, as he hasn't got any spells left. Like no haste, no anything else to try and speed these loons up to take down anything else on the right-hand side. So a little bit of a shame there. He could have definitely cleaned this up, but sadly for him, he will not be able to get that 3-star. But one thing we do have to mention as well is that 4 o'clock compartment. Like everything he used, the king wasn't successful going in deep in that compartment. Having to use the RC as well. And also all the value they lost out as well, using the invisibility spell, the freeze spell as well. So there's a lot invested in that one section, and it was actually turned out to be a waste.
Yeah, I mean, he had to use those spells in there to try and recover it. I feel the tracks from Alternate really did catch him off guard there. And you've got to say that from Alternate's side, that was fantastic in order to have that area baited. And there you are. It is actually going to be Lenaide, or presumably is swapping into the lineup over Sir Iron today. We'll have to see the rest of the attacks. But he did 3-star with this strategy numerous times on his return. The Queen charge into Dragon Riders. Did actually have some sneaky goblins in the battle blimp there as well, but he's cleared out that section and just trying to pick off some of the defenses so that he can create funneling for his queen to get in towards the town hall after she's taken out this 8 o'clock area.
Yeah, she'll be there for a fair while yet, just having to delay the inevitable so he can, try and at least create that time fail for Lenaide. But Chronos, then let's see how his base fares going into this. The Queen now just continue to make that path, time to make haste, taking out that mortar and the AD though, but looking good so far, using that loon to see if there's anything heading towards that town hall, but I haven't really found anything as of yet, so still early days, as you will find a couple of those black bomb traps, typical as I said that, as they do find 2 straight away, which means though that loon now can see if it can find anything else, and it looks like it's pretty clear from what we see.
Well, it just pathed a little bit wrong, actually. He probably wanted to path next to the multi, so there is still a chance there's another Seeking Air Mine down here, because I don't think he's necessarily tested around that area with the multi. We'll have to wait and see, but it looks like the Queen should be plain sailing to get the Town Hall, and it's always a commitment as to actually how many do you need, because alongside the Dragon Riders, he does want a couple of balloons to test for Seeking Air Mines there as well, so it's always a bit of an educated guess, but because he didn't find too many, or the tornado trap down there, even Tesla, sometimes you can have indications that it might be heavily baited. Queen gets the Town Hall, Dragon Riders from the top, and they should be good to get through the multi and Eagle. It's whether they can get to that back end scatter in conjunction with the RC.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult, but let's see how it goes. Still got a minute left, still plenty of time to work with, pushing towards that Eagle artillery in that 2 o'clock compartment, as the Dragon Riders there in the wood and just pushing all the way through here. We'll get through the Tesla as well, but let's have a look on the southern side as well. You're talking about that scattershot compartment, and that's already been completely decimated. Sadly for him, it's just the scattershot left standing, which is absolutely typical, but it doesn't matter in the slightest. A few more of the defenses left on the southern side, still got to take out that AD and those mortars. The Queen's able to stay alive from the mortars anyway. We'll take that AD straight afterwards, looking very, very good indeed, as the minions playing cleanup duty from the northern and central area. So the Queen, though, a huge amount of value from her, better stay alive for literally almost the entire part of this attack. But still there is 10 seconds left, should be more than enough DPS to try and take out these last couple of mines, and they will do. As for Lenaide, that is a fantastic attack from him, giving alternate attacks that 2 3-star attacks earlier.
Beautiful stuff, and making sure to get the job done. It doesn't matter how long is left, as long as you get those 3 stars. He was very careful with the Archer Queen down at the bottom area of the base, wasn't he? Even as the Dragon Riders were coming in, making sure to keep his eye, just drop the odd rage spell when it was needed to keep her alive. And you've seen how costly that was. Not even in terms of defenses. He had a couple of Dragon Riders to finish it off, but more so in terms of time. He needed the Queen alive to finish off the base. So beautiful play in terms of investing the spells to keep her going.
Yeah, incredible value, worth its weight in gold. It did everything he could to make sure that did happen. And I like the element of caution he had right at the very beginning as well. He had a lot of patience coming into that attack. And now we were talking about Maxie before, and we will be seeing Maxie again in Tribe Gaming. Fantastic, methodical player, especially for Tribe Gaming, as we're going to see how he's going to pan out for Tribe Gaming's third attack.
Yeah, even Maxie used to do a lot of streaming on Twitch, and I always used to love how statistical he was in terms of how he broke down bases and had plans, not just as a plan B, but C, D. He would really analyze everything, and I really enjoyed that about watching his content. As he's got the Queen moving in, we've talked about how good he is with the Queen charge. We've seen a phenomenal Queen charge yesterday from him, but he does have the Stone Slammer selected here, so not trying to blimp the central multi as we do sometimes see him do, but probably just carving a path so he can easily send the Slammer into the Town Hall once he gets close to that 50%.
Pretty good so far, just pushing towards that left compartment. The King now just funneling into that 8 o'clock compartment now with that Eagle artillery, but let's see how much you can get done here. A little bit distracted with those storages, which makes absolute sense, but the Eagle artillery is actually that was a little bit closer. Even though he's got to pop his ability early, will be able to stay alive, but sadly for him, no, it did mean that the Eagle artillery did actually prioritize the King, which he did not want, but it doesn't matter anyway, because the main part of it is the fact that that compartment did get cleaned up and taken down, and with the Queen now taking the 11 o'clock compartment as well. And now you can see all the balloons now, and that Lava Hound is pushing on through. Lava Hound taking the damage from that AD, taking up that northern compartment. But so far, so good. Even though the Eagle Artillery, he was hoping to prioritize the Queen, instead it's going very well so far, with the Stone Slammer now coming in from the 3 o'clock side.
Yeah, he did really good. He did a really good job with the Queen, jumping her not just to the Town Hall, but to the center. I did think he was going to just push the Queen a little bit further into the base and start the Lalo with the Slammer, but actually opts to go the other way with it. Kind of working out at the moment, because the Queen has found herself in this little channel where she can also help out to the back end of the base. He just has to get to the scatter. He took a lot of red air bombs to that big group of balloons, but they do get into the dead zone, and a perfectly timed invisibility spell helps some of them to the Tesla farm. They are struggling now, but in terms of keeping the Queen alive, it just might be what saves him.
It certainly might do, indeed. It's only the Archer Tower left, but in terms of time, he's still got a huge amount of time just to try and finish things up. But it's Archer Tower. Imagine if it was the Archer Tower which is causing havoc, but he's going to be perfectly fine. He won't have worried about it at all, as Maxie will continue doing work, getting that 3-star. Fantastic stuff for him for Tribe Gaming.
I always like to see when you have channels within the base itself, right in the middle, if you can get the Queen into that channel, it's sometimes hard to do, but you've seen a perfect example there, how she could just reach so much in the core, moving through that channel to the opposite side of the base, and it really does give you a lot of power in the Queen charge. It's just difficult to get her into that specific spot. Maxie obviously doing that very proficiently, and it means even if your balloons go down, you've got the value from your Queen to finish off.
Yeah, his awareness with its attacks is just remarkable. Even with the King as well, just keep an eye on that Eagle Artillery to make sure that it doesn't prioritize another hero or just another unit in general. Just making sure he's getting as much value as possible. It's just a pleasure to watch. As already now, we do have the Queen starting on that 3 o'clock side, clearing a huge amount of the structures over there. Also now going towards the storages and the AD there in that next compartment. So a nice little funnel there for Boom to go into here, just using that loon as well, just to see if they can find anything along the way now that that AD has been taken down. But the main goal for that Queen will be to take down that scatter shot and be able to take out anything else going forward. So, you know, a little bit of a slow approach there from the 3 o'clock side, but it looks like things have been able to progressively be a little bit more aggressive now, just continuing to push on forward, and we're going to see how he's going to take out this Town Hall shortly.
Aggressively? Be a little bit more aggressive. I like it. Moving in with the Queen charge. And he is someone that does like to well, alternate his attacks. He's a very versatile player. We often see him using the Lava Loon, the Blizzard Lalo in particular at the moment, but we've seen him use a lot of different strategies the last few days. I don't think we've seen him use a Dragon Rider attack as of yet, but it's obviously a very common attack strategy now after the previous update, so I'm sure he's done his fair share of friendly challenges, because when you look at this, he's ripping apart this base very well with the Queen just about to get the Town Hall. We see the Battle Blimp moving in. That will be for the central multi-target Inferno as the Dragon Riders are swooping around the rest of the base.
Oh, this attack is just disgusting, isn't it, so far? It's absolutely remarkable from Boom. Just the Queen still alive at the south side, taking down that Town Hall, like you rightly said, and just trying to finish up everything in between. You've still got a couple of Dragon Riders and Loons just making their way towards some of the other defenses. Not really too much left in all fairness. You just got the AD, a couple of testers there, that scanner shot bang on in the middle, and then everything else in between there. But just for extra insurance, just bring out that rocket loom just to make sure everything's going to be a-okay. But you know what? Everything's going to be perfectly fine. The last bit of it now, the Queen taking out the AD on the south side. But I must say, everything just went in within seconds. It escalated very, very quickly. Still plenty of time left. And I must say, that was a very, very efficient attack from Boom.
I was just about to say he has protected every single one of his Dragon Riders, and then one of them took 2 seeking air mines. But nevertheless, Boom showing you how effective he is. And what I always admire about alternate attacks is they never leave anything to chance. That base was done. The attack was easily a 3-star, but he brought the rocket balloons in. Like you said, he used the invisibility onto the Dragon Riders. They never take any chances. They always make sure to be respectful, try and put up the absolute best performance, and that's why you see them still in the lead in this matchup.
I think that's what's great about every single one of these players and alternate attacks, because yes, you're fair enough, like you rightly said, you know, using just every little bit in pieces just to make sure it's absolutely secured down to a T. But that's the great thing about it, because it's not just their preparation or anything like that, it's their work ethic, because they try and do everything they can to make sure that they give in 110%, even if they know that they're nowhere near going to time fail, or, you know, it's the best attack possible and you don't have to worry about it later on. There's a lot of little things that would make them such a fantastic team, but this is what happens when you put 110% in, not just in terms of a tournament setting for your matches, but with the preparation as well, because that way, you know, the more prepared you are, the less chance you can have a time fail coming into a lot of these matchups. But we are going to be starting on the south side as Chronos from Tribe Gaming will be kicking off the 4th attack. And you can see so far, we haven't actually been talking about the results, actually. We've been talking a lot more about how these attacks have been so efficient for a lot of these players. But you can see they're only 1 star behind, only down by 4%, but alternate attacks are still looking for that perfect war.
Oh, you said it. You said it. Well, Tribe have, you know, kept the pressure after that first attack, so any slip-up, Tribe Gaming are right there, hot on their heels. So I dare not say that alternate attacks need the perfect war if they want to assure the victory here. Chronos using the Super P.E.K.K.A. Smash, again, an attack strategy we have seen a lot of success with, and you see the King on the right-hand side there, just to set that funnel and assure that the P.E.K.K.A. move in towards the base. Now, he did use a couple of balloons to tank for healers initially and the Battle Blimp, but often we will see the balloons deployed alongside the Grand Warden's ability so that they do actually move into the base here, because he's not getting any tanking in the center of the base. However, he's actually managing to get through here pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, pretty good so far. You can see on the northern side as well, the King popped his ability earlier on to try and clean up as much of the structures as possible before getting taken down here. So it's already done its job, and now the RC is going to come on in and take out that cannon and that Eagle Artillery. You can see the tunnels also being cleaned up here, so you can see it take up as much of the defenses as possible, pushing on forward. Still very, very tough here for Chronos, still pushing into the center, having to deal with that defensive Queen. Still got the multi-Inferno tower as well on that left side, just to create as much DPS as possible for all those units in the center, and it's going to be a tough ride here for Chronos.
It certainly is. I always seem to do this right when I say It's looking okay. It's looking strong. You just hear the do as the P.E.K.K.A. continue to fall in the center of the base. They literally just kept going down right after I said that. So Chronos doesn't really have the power here. He's got the invisibility for the Royal Champion. He's still got her ability, but you can see the defenses right down next to the alternate attacks clan castle. And this is a huge shift in the war now, because it means alternate attacks will potentially be 2 stars in the lead and maybe even out of reach of Tribe Gaming after this one. Unfortunate for Chronos.
Yeah, that was unfortunate indeed. Is now just clearing up a couple of bits and pieces on the outside in terms of structures to get the best percentile possible. But I think you're right, though, especially since Yoyo hasn't even actually attacked yet for alternate attacks. It makes you wonder. But yeah, considering how good he is and how efficient he is as well, it's going to be very tough for Tribe Gaming to come back from this. So they will get their second 2-star out of their 4 attacks. It will be 82%. It's going to be life a little bit harder for them here, but not going to be as much pressure now for alternate attacks. Just need one more 3-star to almost guarantee their perfect, sorry, not a perfect word, to actually be able to be succeeding in this war.
Well, I believe we also have Ast left to attack, and I mean, it doesn't matter which players from the roster we mention, they are very strong. But Ast was their MVP within the World Championship qualifiers. He actually never missed an attack. He got 3 stars through every single one of them. That was pre-qualifier, qualifier. So he is kind of challenging Vale for the World Championship MVP title this year. 2 incredible attackers to go, and I guess we'll have to find out whether it is going to be Yoyo or Ast coming up next.
Imagine your lineup being so good that you're trying to attack each other for best MVP worldwide. That just shows how strong this lineup is. As you can see already, a bulk of those defense in the 3 o'clock compartment has been cleaned up quite nicely. And now the King Yak will be coming in from the north side. So already a nice start here from Ast. Is now the Queen is coming in as well. The King just looking to take that damage, going in towards that 11 o'clock compartment to take down that Eagle Artillery and the AD. And the Expo as well, don't forget, as the King's already popped his ability to give the Queen a little bit of leadway, pushing on forward. Still looking very good so far, as the Queen will be taking that AD momentarily. The Multi-Inferno just having to do a little bit here and there on that 1 o'clock side, but that Dragloon, Drag Rider, and of course the Warden now just coming up from the 9 o'clock side.
You can see that nice line of the deployment for Dragons and Dragon Riders, and one of the reasons for that, notice the multi-target Inferno in the center with that huge dead zone around it. That's to try and defend against the Dragon Riders and this Dragon attack to stop them from actually going into that area. It's something we're starting to see in bases, but that nice wide spread tends to force a couple of them onto it, exactly as you see there. So it's not really working as effectively as long as you can get that nice wide spread, and Ast is tearing through the base here. Town Hall down, this multi-target Inferno about to fall as well, and once that goes down, if he can get it down quick enough, he should be good, as he still has a pack of dragons down to the 6 o'clock area.
Yeah, it's looking very good so far. Look at the time on the clock, Judo. Minute 20 left. Dragon Rider's taken down the last of the ground bow there. Still only got a tester to deal with. That's literally going to be about it. And I must say, the value that alternate attacks again from, you know, every single one of their executions, it's just been ridiculous. And Tribe Gaming, it's understandable why they've been struggling. When you've got attackers like this who are, you know, getting this much efficiency across the board, it's very tough to try and counter. And, you know, no matter what defenses they have, they always find room to do their research and be able to have a very well calculated but also very aggressive approach every single time. And Yoyo, it looks like he'll be the one going up last for alternate attacks, and that perfect war you always like, Judo, looks like could be coming into fruition.
It's disgusting, isn't it? The way that they tear apart the bases. I'm expecting something major from Yoyo as well, because the last few days, he has been the last player to attack 4 alternate attacks, and he's also used pretty much one of every spell. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Again, I would love to see his scroll bar. I want to know whether he's using the single scroll bar, the double scroll bar. Does he have tiny little icons to try and scroll all of the way through? I'd love to see that, because it's something from the latest update that just gives players a bit more flexibility depending on how they like to play. Now, we do have Knowledge attacking. He did have brilliant attack in Tribe's first war today, and all he can do is put up the 3 stars because, I mean, I can't see it happening, but judging on the last war, like I said, never say never. Put up the 3 stars. You never know what happens on that last attack.
Absolutely. And now the King Queen now just going into that 4 o'clock compartment to take out that Eagle artillery. Looks to be good so far, with the King popping his ability to make sure to get extra insurance to take that down. Looks to be all clear so far. As the King will get taken out soon enough, it's already done its job anyways. Now the Queen just taking out that cannon as well. But so far from Knowledge, we've seen some, incredible attacks from him in the past, especially in a lot of his play days in the ESL Mobile Challenge. So, it's quite rare we do see him not 3-star, but I'm curious to see how he's going to, try and bring up the bulk of his attack in terms of not just where it's going to come from, but how he's going to try and approach this as well. But the Queen is still looking to try and still have as long as possible. Finally gets cleaned up. You can see one of the loons is coming out there. We'll find one of those Teslas on that 11 o'clock side.
Yeah, interesting in terms of the Queen there. She still had her ability pretty much left over and arguably towards the side of the base. So it's interesting to see the value that he was able to get versus, what he could have potentially saved there as well. But as the dragons move in, he does have the battle blimp and he'll nicely be able to time the warning ability to protect the battle blimp through. And what he's hoping here is if the blimp can take down the town hall early enough, he can redirect the dragons, but it's caught in the tornado. And I think that might mean that even if the battle blimp gets there, the dragons are going to struggle to get down into that central multi.
Oh, trying to use a few more spells to make sure those loons can get to the town hall.
No.
Does manage to make it, but at what cost, though? As they're still in that 9 o'clock compartment. These drags have taken quite a lot of damage and still looking to try and take out that Inferno Tower in the center. But look at this, though, Judo. Even though the RC comes in from that left-hand side, we've still got to deal with the Inferno Tower, the AD. There's still a couple other bits and pieces as well in between. So even though it will slow this attack down massively, it's either one, will it succeed, but also will it be a time fail?
Yeah, the Barbarian King is really difficult here. I mean, he's used the invisibility perfect, to be honest, to turn the King invisible, force the RC through, try and get the dragons to the King. Come on, dragons, catch up. Oh, they're not going to get there. RC goes down. He's got 20 seconds. If the dragons could quickly get through here to that Expo, he could still get this because the Expo cannot attack. He's got a lot of units. They split perfectly. One dragon goes to the top, one comes to the bottom, and can you believe it? Knowledge, come on. 3, 2, 1 on the buzzer.
It did.
100%. The split on the dragons was phenomenal. They knew what they needed to do. And talk about cutting it fine. That one was fantastic to watch.
That was literally so close. I think he was saving like those haste spells like for later on for those drags, which is perfectly understandable. But you saw he actually used it a bit earlier on for that blimp because he didn't make it into that compartment. He needed to use it to make sure those loons made it to the town hall to take that down, to make sure it was a guarantee. So not only was that a good recovery, that was good improvisation there from Knowledge, and adapted really well. And the fact that he got it right to the very end, those drags, it can be a little bit skeptical with their movement speed and everything like that, taking out that last pillar up there. But yeah, again, great stuff of Knowledge. It was a fantastic recovery nonetheless. But Yoyo now from Alternate Attacks will be the final attacker. It looks like they have pretty much won this war, but they want to make it a perfect one coming into this, making a start on that 3 o'clock side.
Yeah, nice, comfortable 2-star. All that is required. Yo-Yo, not the type of player that we would expect to slip up in that situation. And notice how he started the King driving into that area. Might not actually get the scatter shot here. He will get the Queen, and yes, will drive back, get the scatter shot. So that is perfect value. And what I was going to say is he's charging the Queen down towards the town hall. What that means is, unless something drastic were to happen, he's got the town hall, and the Dragon Riders can pretty much just swoop through to get the guaranteed 2-star, which is all they need.
Yeah, it's all they need, but you know what this guy's like here, Jude. He's going to be looking for absolutely more than that, won't he, to try and get Alternate Attacks perfect war exactly. As now the Queen continuing to be delayed here, just waiting for everyone to come in a single file to approach her, just to try and keep her back as long as possible, which is perfectly understandable, going towards that funnel towards the town hall now. So looking very good so far, pretty standard for what we normally see from a lot of these attacks, but you're right there with the Dragon Riders of where they're going to come from, how they're going to approach this. It will be from the 1 o'clock side, taking out the AD, going for that multi-inferno and the Eagle Artillery in that northern compartment there.
Yeah, the multi actually locked onto the healers, but quick reactions from Yoyo, used the jump spell as planned, but then the invisibility just to relieve a little bit of fire off the healers. He's trying to just force through it now. He will get through, but the healer's low in health, so if they do hit some red air bombs, then they could go down. Also, the skellies will take those healers down pretty quick, but it might not even matter because he's got the Stone Slammer helping to path the Dragon Riders into the center. He's still got a Rage. He's still got the Queen ability, the RC ability. I honestly do not know how alternate attacks do this. Where has the base gone? There are so many dragons left over, and he's got a bunch of stuff to use. I mean, all you can do is admire how they tear apart the bases this effectively.
It's just absolute madness. There's literally nothing left now. Just a few of the structures on the outside. The AD's been taken out. That's going to be literally about it. And yeah, that Stone Slammer, the positioning was really, really good, making sure just a little bit more in front of the rest of the pack from that 10 o'clock side to not only tank that damage, but to take out those defenses beautifully, and also trying to get them destroyed as quick as possible. So Yoyo does get 100% free start in that last attack. Alternate attacks will get the perfect wall, and against the